I appreciate that.
Yeah, so Ryan, you just want to like kind of hop in, give an intro. I've kind of told them about you already, but obviously you can do a better job than I can.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we can just get into it.
totally. So my name's Ryan. I'm new Simeon back from high school, but I live out in LA, kind of as a freelance audio engineer, recording and mixing mostly. Freelancing, I kind of freelance for a couple artists here and there. I'm a engineer for a producer, and then I just freelance mix for anyone that's down. I kind of work with Take a Day Trip and this producer Omos Keith, just kind of doing the thing. But yeah, I heard the songs that y'all dropped. I'm not sure who made which one, but they're both dope. The RD Beats one, I'm guessing that was you for sure.
Oh, I did. Both of the beats were mine.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. The first two were his.
Yeah, do you want to talk about how you made them, or how do you feel about it?
What's I believe the first one, the wafer one, was that was actually a sample from a buddy of mine. He goes by Cook Up. Sorry about that. I just had a message. My bad. But he sent me a sample one day. It was one of those ones where I went to sleep listening to it, kind of thing. So I turned around and flipped that the next day, and it came out the way it did, And then the second one, I actually just did that night before last. Man, that one right there, that one had me up most of the night trying to mix it down, because that's what I've been working on here lately, is trying to get my mix right and everything. And
for sure.
I think it's coming out pretty well. I was hoping you'd be able to give me some tips on a few things.
For sure. I mean, I think the balance of it is fantastic, bro. Like literally, what you have balancing level wise, where everything's sitting wise, is like really really tight. So like definitely like you're dialing it in, and like whatever you're doing in the studio is translating really well across different speakers. So that's really tight. I think the thing that you could definitely probably try to expand upon is like I think the balance and the levels of what you have is really good, but there's other dimensions of the mix or production that you could tap into more, especially like stereo wise. So, like with the imaging, like I think you could be working on maybe automating and making like the left and the right headphones like jump out more, because it feels like the beat, like everything's like nothing's sticking out, but like nothing is like entertaining on the left and the right side. So stuff that's like moving back and forth, or stuff that starts in the left and then automates across to the right, or things that'll start left or right and swell up to the middle where it's supposed to be. Just or even quick things, or like stuff that just keeps the left and the right interesting. And then I think dynamically what you're doing is good. So like when the bass goes out, it feels like the song gets like softer, like the like takes you out of it for a second. But I think you could be even more dramatic. So like when the kick cuts out and there's like a transition spot, also potentially cutting out high end and whatever's not in. So like it's more impactful when the low end and then the top of the high end come back in.
Gotcha.
So
yes.
trying to play with dimension in different ways of like think of it as like your balance of the instruments is like from chest to head, but then there's also your left to right field that you can mess with too and make it more creative and things to pop. And then also there's like the diagonal, which is like depth. And I think you can build depth by reverbs and spaces and ambience, but not like just throwing a reverb on a snare and having the cool, but maybe like having that like in certain moments, like where you feel like it would belong well, or like even like taking that and reversing the ambience and then bringing it right before like a reverse.
Like those kinds of things. Being creative with it, yeah.
Being creative and also being tasteful. And so I think those are just different elements in your production area where you could definitely expand upon. But like your balance, your arrangement, everything, the mix, like it's a fire beat. Like what you're creating, like your instincts are amazing. So just keep doing whatever you're doing on that end, and then just try to look to expand in other areas for sure.
Yeah, cool. I know exactly what you mean. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and then what DAW are you using? Are you using Ableton or
FL Studio.
FL Studio? So on FL Studio, there's like a master. Is there everything like all the individual tracks go to an like a final like master bus, right?
Yes.
Or like a final output. Do you put any plugins on that bus?
Yes. Yeah. I put everything in its own mixer track on the bus, and then usually I'll go back and I'll start at one sound, and I'll mix that. You know, I'll level that, get it sound how I want, and then I'll build around it, or I'll build off of it, and just kind of bring everything in and level it out the way I want it to. But I do use plugins on everything pretty much.
Oh, sick. So the final plugin, do you have a limiter on it? Like the final output before everything, like right before it bounces, is there a limiter?
Yes, there is. I have a soft clipper.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So is what you can end up doing, which can really also help give your beats like a tone, is before the soft clipper, you can experiment with adding like colored plugins, like an RC, like plugin like an RC20, or a plugin like anything like saturation based plugins, like Decapitator on your bust or something, but like subtle with it, and that starts to give your music like a tone instead of like your mixes are clean, and now you want to kind of give it like your sound.
You want to give it a little flavor. Yeah.
Just sauce, yeah, for sure. But then, like, if you throw a plugin on before that and you're hearing it, then you're probably doing it too much. So you want to dial it back to where it's felt, not heard. Because if you're doing too much, it'll probably like ruin your really good balance. So you kind of want to just keep the integrity of your balance, but just add just the tiniest, like a 2% thing, kind of.
Gotcha. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got you. And see that's where I usually kind of second guess myself, because I wind up playing it safe and going with what I know, you know, because I know it's gonna sound good, and then I usually just kind of, you know, tweak that just a little bit. But I see what you're saying. I'm definitely start trying some new stuff.
For sure. Hell yeah, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Definitely. And then I saw another song just got dropped in.
Yep, and so that one is from Flora, or Flora 2.0 right now.
And that was sent to me.
Yep. Yeah,
you sent
the
that
DM.
To me, Simeon, right? Without you?
Yeah, I sent you the DM. That third that I just sent you, like right before the call, was from Flora.
Flora, what up? Is it cool if you guys give me a second? I can give it a listen.
Hello?
Yep, we can hear you, Flora. Yeah, Ryan, just take a listen. I can kind of just chat a little bit while you listen.
Sick. Right.
Yep, thank you. Yeah, so Flora, he's gonna listen to your track that you sent over to me, and then
I can hear it and hear you guys. That's amazing.
Okay, yeah, dope. But yeah, Flori's gonna listen to your track and then come back and tell you what he thinks.
Okay, but can you hear me now? You hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
Yeah, your voice is a little soft though. I feel like it was louder before.
Yeah, it was. Wait. Is it better?
Still kind of low on my end. Can you hear it, RD?
It's low on my end too.
Yeah. How's everything been going with the label, RD? Is it it's Black Star? Is that right?
Black Dollar.
Black Dollar. Yeah.
Yeah, Black Dollar. It's going right now. Everybody individually is kind of got their own full plate.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got their personal shit that they're dealing with and all that. I think I'm probably the only one who's me and JB are probably the only ones in it who are probably 100% head in the water. You know, do go like actually moving.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, really, we're not. I'm still carrying Black Dot on my back. You know, because I'm loyalty first.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm promoting RD beats first. You know, for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you promote RD beats, right, and that's just gonna help out the label. So.
Yeah. Because I mean, my thing, I'm not tied in by a contract per se yet. You know, it's been talked about, but it hasn't been solidified. So I mean, the way I see it right now, I'm a producer and I'm gonna dip my toe in everybody's pool. You know.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you're putting in the work. You know, it seems like you always have been since we connected. So, I wonder what. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I got the free beat pack that I'm doing. I'm not putting it up on YouTube just because I'm giving it out for free, but I'm trying to get subscribers and followers and more of an audience at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So telling people to hit me up for it, and I'll send them a free, I'll send them a pack. But I'm gonna have new beats dropping on my YouTube later on today. I'll probably have 3 or 4 coming out.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
They're all fire.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, bet.
Hello, Flora. The song's awesome. It's a really dope song. Yeah, tell me a little bit about it. When did you write it? What was the recording and process like?
So I wrote it around a month ago, I think.
Cool.
It was about a friend of mine that was going through a breakup, and I don't know, I so consolated her and made her feel better. And I said they had a really amazing story. Like you could have wrote a book about it. And I said, why not write a song about it? Yeah, and that's how I wrote it.
Dope. And then how did it get recorded and produced?
Well, I was in the server where I found the guy. His name is Spencer. Also produced another song of mine. I can give you that one if you like. That was produced but that was also released by him. And yeah, he produced it.
Oh, dope.
So I first composed it and wrote the lyrics, and then he made the beat.
Oh, cool. Heck yeah. So are you planning to release? Are you wanting to build more songs in your repertoire? What are your plans for it?
Yeah, I'm planning to release it, but I also have to do some harmonies and layers, and then I release it.
Oh, awesome.
So that it's in the same studio, like I have to do those things and then release it. That's it.
Dope. Yeah. That was literally what I was gonna say. Was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I was gonna say, yeah, harmonies would be so great on that song. Being...
No, it just not ready yet.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I really like the song. It's dope. Sounds great. Yeah, adding harmonies would be just a nice like cherry on top for sure. And then the only other thing I would make sure to check out for are like, I think on the piano there's a lot of like just distortion and clipping on it. So like maybe like a cleaner piano sound would definitely help like the emotional side of the song. Like
Okay, I'll tell him that.
For sure. And then I think there's some spots in the vocal where there's like you can like, for example, at like at 1 minute and 25 seconds when transitioning to the next portion, you can kind of hear like lip smack in like a little bit of like a click in it, almost like it's like going to the next take. I think that's kind of some stuff you could have cleaned up and like just like taken out, because sometimes it's cool to have that kind of stuff, but like in this song, it's like a really emotional song, and that's not really the vibe of what you're going for. So like,
But
it's
are
definitely
you talking about the breath there, like like that?
no, not the breath. You can hear almost like it sounds like you can hear like that kind of sound, almost just like a little bit, and just like sometimes right before the breath. And I think just getting those like noises out can just make it sound even cleaner for sure.
I didn't hear that really. Thank you for telling me.
For sure.
I didn't hear that.
But yeah, and there's a couple of spots throughout the song, but like yeah, I think the 124 to 128 mark was when it was kind of audible for me. But yeah, add harmonies to it, and I think you'd be in a really good shape with a really good spot with that song.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I have a question though. Sorry, Simon.
No, you got it. Go ahead, Flora.
So did you produce Lil Nas X?
No, I didn't produce for him. I work with his producers and his engineer. So I kind of work on the back end of his music. So like once the songs are finished and out, like once the songs are mixed, the people who mixed the album, different people mixed different songs on the record. They will send back the individual stems of what they mixed. Like so they'll send the drum stem, the vocal stems, the bass stems, and they'll have me come in. I'll take those stems. I'll organize them. I'll like prep them in a Logic session because they use Logic. So like I'll put the stems back in a session, get it like the arrangement, the markers correct. I'll color code it how they'll like it, and then we'll get those ready in case like someone wants to do a remix on the song, or like I think they're having like a gospel arrangement on one of the songs. So like we just needed to send the gospel choir the vocal stems so like they can practice and stuff like that.
Alright, thank you so much for answering.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so Ryan, I think we got one more. If you look in the studio chat, it's like right above the studio number 1 in the server. So the link for, I think song is called Inderwigan, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so if you want to just like take a listen like you did with Flora, and then yeah, just hop back in whenever you're good. And yeah, going forward, I'll try to like send you stuff beforehand so you don't have to like, quick listen and everything.
For sure. All right, I'm gonna listen real quick.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So what do y'all think so far? Helpful? Should we
I fuck with it. He gave me some good advice.
Yeah, good stuff.
Same here.
Okay. Yeah, what's going on, Swervo?
What's good, bro?
Not much. We've I guess we've had 3 submissions gone through so far, and then we got another one coming. Then yeah, if you have anything you want to put in there too.
Yeah, let me get in my. I'm in here in FL right now. I'm getting my FLP.
Okay.
I just gotta do something real quick.
Okay. Yep. And then RD, you said you use FL too, right?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. And then, do you go by Dom, D-O-M? How should we?
I go by either. You can call me Dom if it's easier for you.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so Dom, what DAW do you use?
I use for recording I use Audacity, and then for mixing, mastering, beat making I use FL Studio.
Okay, yeah, cool. Gotcha.
I heard Audacity in a long time. Audacity's been around for a minute.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff. How about you, Flora?
I'm using FL Studio for everything.
Okay, yep, gotcha. Yeah, we got the FL group on today.
Oh yeah. No, I used to use Audacity before I used FL.
What was the reason for the switch?
I went from recording vocals and rapping to making beats.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, Ryan was kind of explaining that to me. I guess his explanation was like they all kind of can do the same things, but some are better for certain purposes.
Well, some have more strength than others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, do you feel like it takes you a long time to learn the different softwares, or is it kind of easy once you know how to use one of them?
I feel like if you, I guess I don't know. I guess it just depends on how you learn things more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, I don't master FL Studio. I think I say I have, but shit, you put me on Ableton and looking at shit, I know I can understand what I'm reading and what I'm looking at, but I don't know how to put shit, how to arrange shit and put shit where, and how to use everything.
Yep, gotcha. Gotcha.
Yo.
What's going on?
Just take a listen. Super dope. It's a Dom song.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. Tell me a little bit about it. Tell me how you made it. And what inspired you.
So what happened was I was on r/making hip hop looking for a boom bap producer. He sent me a beat pack, and that beat that I used for Ender Wiggin was the one that really drove it for me. I was initially trying to write along to, I don't know if you've heard of Benny the Butcher's collaboration with Black Thought.
No.
Crowns for Kings.
I have.
Mm-mm.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. I got inspired by that, and then just went with the idea of just being someone who's at the top and he's very alone. That's it.
Dope. Heck yeah. And so, do you record it yourself? Do you go to a studio?
I record it by myself in my own room. Yeah.
Hell yeah. What's your setup?
Okay, so I just have a laptop right now and a USB mic, a Neuron W700.
Okay, word. Hell yeah. And you record into what DAW?
I record my raw vocals into Audacity, and then I mix everything in FL Studio.
Heck yeah. Sick. And you're using a Mac or a PC?
Windows PC.
Windows. Okay, word. Yeah. No, I think the balance that you have between the vocals and the song's really good. Did you add that reverb too to your vocals?
I did. I added the delay. I added the reverb. I added all of that.
Word. Yeah. The vocals sound good. The only the one thing I would because you're using a USB mic, there's kind of like just a natural like high end buildup, and like this is gonna be really nitpicky, but like at 3,000 hertz, and like the harmonics of that, so like 6,000 and 9,000 hertz, like those are like piercy frequencies. So like if you listen to your song like at a normal level, like normal people should, it sounds good, and the vocals stand in front because of those piercy frequencies. But if you start to crank it up, and if you're trying to bump, those frequencies start to hurt the ears. So like, and it's usually those frequencies specifically that end up hurting the ears. So when you're like mixing the song or mixing your vocals in, check to like take an EQ and like make it like a narrow-ish band, like a narrow Q, and then like sweep around the top like starting at like 2,000 hertz and just sweeping it all the way up to like from 2,000 to like 10,000 or 12,000 hertz, and you'll hear frequencies that are really piercy in that vocal, and then you can pull those down like 6 to 8 dB, and then your vocal will sound quieter, but then you can turn it up a little bit after that, and now you'll have a more frontward sounding vocal without it hurting the ears. You'll be able to push up the other more pleasing frequencies.
Okay, so then, when I turn it up after I do the subtractive EQ in the high end range, I can just compress that, right? Or would I have to be a little bit more careful?
It kind of depends, but like I think you could definitely use compression too, because a vocal is dynamic with the way you're rapping. So like compression, not like in like moderation, was definitely good. Because are you compressing the vocal right now?
I am. I'm using the TDR Kotelnikov compressor, and I'm using the Fruity compressor too.
Oh, sick! So you're already using two compressors. Yeah, I mean, if you can even go a little bit more on those compressors if you want. I mean, where you have it sitting pretty nice, but yeah, after the subtractive EQ, you can definitely like even on the EQ plugin, like on the usually has an output gain, you can like add plus 3 dB or however much dB for your ear feels good to where the vocal's sitting.
Okay. I never knew that you could do that with the EQ plugins FL Studio has.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the FL Studio, but I'm pretty sure you can with the TDR.
You can do that on
Yeah, like there's a makeup knob for volume and then an output gain. I usually get that up to either 0 dB or 2 dB depending on how much stuff is going on in the beat. If it's something minimalistic like Ender Wiggin, I'll usually leave it at 0. But then if it's something more intense, I'll probably crank it up to 2.
Okay, word. Don't even consider the number. Don't think about the number. Don't even look about the number. Use your ears. That's what's more important. The number is so irrelevant because every song, every moment of every song is different and it has its own unique feeling. So, and trust your ears over the number. So, like, if it needs to be negative 14.35, then it needs to be negative 14.35 if that's what your ears tell you. So you like I usually like to start lower and then use my ears and start raising the gain output knob until it feels like where I want it to be sitting. And then like after a while, get used to it. If I feel like it's a little loud, I'm like, all right, I'll just go back to that output knob and then turn it down. Like I usually like to turn things down like 0.5 dB. That's really subtle, like almost non-audible. But like if I'm looking for quick jumps, I like to do 2.5 to 4 dB of like increments. I'm like, okay, it felt a little loud, like just on feeling or what my ears are telling me, I'll just like 3 dB. Or if I'm like, oh, it's pretty loud, I'll like go 4.5 dB. And then like just use my ears, but not ever the number.
Alright, sounds good.
Sure.
Thanks for the advice.
Yeah, dude, dope song. Keep making music. I love the beat selection too. It's so good for what you're doing.
Thank you. If you want, you can also save it on my Spotify too.
Oh, word, hell yeah. Do you think we could like get a server like thing where we can just like throw links of people's music in?
I think we have the music promo channel.
Music promo channel.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, and then I know Swervo just put a couple things in the same studio chat, and yeah, like they said, we have the promo channel, so you know, plenty of stuff in there as well.
Dope.
Yeah.
So, cool. Do you want me to listen to these?
Yeah, you want to listen to the 2 things from Swervo, and then
yeah,
we can...
definitely.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. So, Dom, we haven't had the chance to chat or anything with like an interview. Like how long have you been making music and everything?
I've been if we're talking making my own music, I've been making my own music for about 3 years. I started in 2018, but if we're going way before that, like doing covers and whatnot, I've been doing that for about 4-ish years.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, if you're ever interested in doing like one of the Spotlight interviews, Crown Spotlight, just let me know. Definitely love to chat with you.
Oh, for sure. Wait. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you do those interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to just DM you and figure out a time we can meet, or?
Yep, exactly. Yep, all you gotta do.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right, yeah, sounds good. Swervo, how many songs do you think you got in the vault, dog?
Songs or beats?
I guess either or, huh?
I got a lot of. Well, I got more FOPs than I do beats because I got a lot of stuff I ain't finished.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I got like hundreds of beats.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I feel like you and RD are probably on the same wave with that. Always grinding, getting it in.
Yeah.
The last time I looked at my folder, I had 400 something beats in there. And I probably got over 100, probably about around 100 something unfinished projects.
Yeah, let me select on mine right now. Let me see.
I'll get bored and just start some new shit.
Yeah, I got about 400. I got 400 unfinished beats. Trying to find these FLPs.
Dance, bruh. What up?
Yeah, what's good?
Ew. Yeah, we're just Ryan's listening to a couple songs, and it'll be back, and yeah, we're just going through and just kind of reviewing stuff. Give him a couple of minutes, kind of see how it's all going down. But if there's any songs that you want him to listen to and just kind of chat with you, and maybe just give some tips or advice on mixing, just put him in the studio chat, and he'll listen, and then hop right back into the chat. Yeah, hopefully Swervo and I will get these a little more organized going forward, so it's a little easier for everybody.
Yeah. And we'll have more of a turnout.
Yeah, yep. Gotta figure it out. I'm sure we will.
Yo, I kind of gotta go, but it was really nice talking to you.
All right, yeah. Thanks for hopping in, Flora, and hit me up if you ever need anything.
Alright, thank you so much.
Yep. Have a good one.
Night here, but good day to you.
Yeah, I think it's like 9 p.m. for Flora right now.
Wait, where is she based?
Romania.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yep. How about you, Dom?
I am from Calgary.
Okay.
Canada.
Yep. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm a big Benny and Griselda fan, so I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you? Oh, yeah. Have you listened to some of their freestyles that they did with Funk Flex and the LA Leakers?
I'm sure I have. Have you listened to Black Thought's freestyle? What is it?
10-minute one?
Yeah, right, exactly. How crazy is that?
I have, yes.
Yeah, man, it's something else.
Yo,
What's going on, Ryan?
Yeah.
what up, Swervo? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man.
Hell yeah, bro. So tell me about the beat. Did you make all of it?
Yeah, I made an album.
Hell yeah, in Fruity Loops.
Yeah, FL.
Hell yeah. Tell me about it. How'd you make it?
Well, the first one is mainly, context strings, whatever. I started with the lowest strings that came in almost on like every bar. Then I did the staccato strings on top. I really just built up the melody that way, and then threw on the 808 and the drums, and I leveled it a little bit, but I didn't level it a lot. It sounded muddy to me, really, but I didn't do too much with the 808, but I had a soft clipper on the master, and that was it on the master. But I cut out the lows of the melody of the strings and the other elements of the melody, and then I EQ'd the individual perks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty much it for the
Word.
first.
Yeah, so I feel like definitely what's going down with the muddiness is you are when you're I bet like I'm guessing when you play the song, like if you look at that master fader, it's like all the way at the top, it's red.
Yeah.
It's loud. So that just means you're feeding so much information into that final channel that when it gets there, all the information that you're sending just gets like compressed. So if you like are listening to this on like headphones or like speakers or whatever, whenever like the music sounds big when the 808s don't hit, right? It actually sounds really good. That's the part that's tight. But then when the 808s hit, all the music gets hella compressed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's because that master bus can't take that much information, so it gets rid of a lot of the information for those higher frequency stuff like the music to make room for the 808. So what you have to do is like make everything quieter, because like your balance is good. Like where you have things sitting is tight, and it would be nice like to keep that integrity of your balance, because like your ears are great for that. Trust your ear, like it's good, but all you have to do is make sure everything's feeding into that master way quieter. So like if you like bring everything down like 8 dBs and like probably even the low end or that 808, you could bring that down even more. Like the 808 slaps, and it'll still have that nice distortion even if you bring it down lower because of just how low it is. And if your master bus, you want to see like the colors, like when volume goes into it, it like lights up and goes up, right? You want to see that moving even slightly. Like if it's moving even the tiniest when those 808s hits, that means it still like has headroom and dynamics in the song. Otherwise, if it's like all the way at the top clipping, that means the music's just overloading it, and that does have a dope sound, and you can still do that, but like just maybe a little bit less to the extent that it's doing it now. And I feel like it'll make the song hit harder. It probably won't be as loud like as the other bounce, but in general, when people turn up the music, it'll sound louder because it has a little bit more dynamic.
Yeah, because I was just looking at my my master channel on the FOP, and when just the beginning melody is playing, it's like at -6 dB, and then when the drums come in, then it's at 3. It's at -3, but it's in the yellow, but
yeah, -3 is so loud. So like it can be a vibe, and it can like definitely like you can have songs that like get to -3 at some points, but at this point, what happens, especially on Spotify, like Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, the only things it doesn't do it in is like Apple Music and Tidal, and that's like if you pay premium. But like all these like streaming services, because like it's cheaper to not have the lossless format, they just will compress all these songs down to -9 dB. So anything that you have, like that 6 dB of sound over their -9, where you have -3, it'll compress it even more to -9, and then your song will sound even smaller at that point and muddier. So you want to like kind of get it a little bit quieter, so then they won't turn your shit down. Like back up.
So basically, man, you think I should just level all my sounds better to where it's not like too loud and it's.
Yeah, the levels where you have it are good. Like you don't need to raise something or lower something. Like your balance is tight. Just bring everything down consistently, like 8 dB going into your master.
Yeah, I'll just post a picture in the studio chat what my levels look like right now, at least for the FOP, from left to right is melodies to drums.
Yeah, so can you highlight all of them and bring them all down together?
Yeah.
Yeah, so highlight all of them and bring them all down So
Like
where
negative, like negative. How much?
like negative. Which one are you looking at?
Like all of them together, like negative something, or just I'm bringing them all down.
Bring them down like a fourth or a fifth of the way down.
All right.
Like a solid like half inch to an inch. Like, because you can be kind of dramatic and like it'll help a lot. It'll sound quieter, and which is fine because in long term, like you encounter that, you turn your speakers up. But then when like you give someone a quieter, like more dynamic thing, when it gets like uploaded or mastered or whatever, it'll be way bigger on the back end, and your stuff won't sound as muddy. But yeah, you're dope, bro. Keep working on the tracks.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. I really want my 808s to like slap, so I'll be turning them up like really loud. But like I know it compresses the mix, and I don't want that. So I want it to be clean.
I feel that. So tricks to make 808s sound louder. Because what ends up making them so loud and like taking so much energy in the mix is the low end. So like if you put an EQ on the 808 and boost the high end on the 808, that can help a lot. And then things like transient designers where you can like make the beginning of the kick, the beginning of the 808 hit harder by sharpening its attack and then lowering its sustain so not all the whole woof of the 808 is like pulling up your mix, like things like that too. And then also like side chaining kicks to 808s. There's different ways to do that, but I personally love saturating the high, not by like a frequency, but like a plugin like Spectre or like sometimes in parallel compression or like Decapitator with the mix with all the low end cut out, so it's just decapitating the high end and then bringing that in to blend in with it.
Yeah.
I use a plugin called Camel Crusher on my 808s.
Hell yeah!
And on that one, you can pretty much do everything that what he was pretty much saying, and it's real easy to play with. Like in my 808s, they come out pretty crisp. But yeah, that's all I use on mine. They come out good, and I can turn them all the way up, and they don't distort. They don't clip. So I mean, that's something I recommend using.
Heck yeah.
But then the second beat, I felt like the 808 was still. Honestly, I felt like it wasn't loud enough. But
same thing. Then like same thing like addition via subtraction. Then grab all the faders besides that 808 and bring those down. That means if your 808's not loud enough, that means your other instruments are too loud. So instead of trying to push the 808 more, like pull down everything like 3 decibels from wherever they're currently at. And then by those getting quieter, your 808 will get louder.
Alright.
Right. Yeah, man. So he he's talking about it. So.
Yeah. Thanks for all that, Ryan. I don't think we have. Well, I guess we do have the stuff from Dance Bruh, but he dropped out of the chat. So,
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get to your position, to where you're at, more or less?
So I was in a band in high school, and then I ended up going to school for. My parents made me go to school for engineering, like electrical engineering. I fucking hated it, and so I ended up leaving that school, going to Nashville. Went to school there for a little bit, liked it, but then ended up getting a job at a studio, and I also do a lot of live sound at like venues and stuff. So I was doing sound at a studio there, running sound at venues and stuff in Nashville, and I really liked it there. And then I started getting into mixing and like producing bands and stuff like that, and just learning about audio there. And then COVID hit, everything closed in Nashville. I was jobless. I was chilling, had nothing to do. I had one friend out here in LA who was like, "Yo, come to LA. There's work." So I was like, "Bet." So I packed up my shit and I drove out here. And then like I Instagram DM. My friend was just like, "Instagram DM everybody and tell them you're in LA and you're ready to work." And I was like, "Bet." So I did that for like 2 days. And this producer, Omas Keith, was like, "Get a COVID test, come in." And I came in and I started working with him. We built this studio together. He produced Frank Ocean, Anderson .Paak, Erykah Badu, all these dope R&B artists, and he just really liked me, and like we just worked on some stuff together. And like from there, I got a job at a recording studio and started meeting and networking people there, and then like just random people, and you just keep networking, and like I just kept like meeting people, and there's a lot of work for engineers out in LA. Like I was really shocked. Like it's really unlike anything. Like I have 3 studio sessions today, all 3 different people, like randomly, and so I just have been like working as engineering just out here, just trying to just keep working and like finding people to work with and networking, and it's just kind of found myself here.
Well, man, if you ever run anybody who needs beats, man, don't be shy. Show them to
Hell yeah.
Let them know, man.
Keep like if you have a playlist of something and throw it in this chat, it'll be for sure dope to have, because I don't have any beats to play, and I've never been in a situation where someone's asked me for beats. But if you had a playlist, I'll just pull that up for sure. Because I'm like, I don't make beats, but this guy does.
Yeah, I can send you my YouTube channel.
Perfect.
Ooh, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, and I appreciate you giving the time, Ryan. I mean, obviously, clearly a grinder. Your story, just how you made it happen. I mean, it inspires me, right? For everything I'm trying to do, and I just got to make it happen, just like you've been doing. So, thanks again, and yeah, I hope some good tips and everything today. I mean, I feel like I'm learning stuff just sitting here, kind of absorbing. So, yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, dude, always down to help people. That's like my favorite thing about music. It's really a collaborative thing, and like music's amazing. We all can bond over music no matter how like different we are, which is dope. But yeah, like I just feel like the more information, the more love we can spread around here, just like the better music we can get, especially now. So like really glad that you guys are on here too. Like I appreciate you guys like caring about your music. Like that's what inspires me for sure, is seeing every one of y'all like working hard on your music and really caring about it. So like really glad to meet all of you guys, and hopefully we'll link up again soon or chat again for sure.
Yeah, sounds good. And I'll chat with you after. But yeah, if there's no more questions, I mean, we got about 5. I know, Ryan, you got a bunch of other sessions to get going to today, so.
Yeah, today's a weird one. I'm recording an American Idol contestant.
Oh man,
what?
So random, but it should be fun. I don't even know if it's American. Like I don't know really any information. I don't know if it's American Idol or like literally the American Idol like teens. Like it's like he's a 16-year-old. So I don't really know the vibes, but
Gotcha.
yeah, I gotta get ready for that.
Yeah,
but
you said is it 11 to 11 today?
Yeah, so this is going to be like a 6-hour, 8-hour session, and then I got to go to another jet back to the studio I was at this morning, and we're working with this artist, Dante Hitchcock.
I feel like
Dante Hitchcock, I think. We're just mixing his music, so we're trying to finish that up.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Well, yeah, thanks again, and I mean, I'll be talking to you, man.
Word. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah,
You too, man.
Thanks for the advice, by the way. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, bye, y'all.